Hey there, what is up, plant community? If you like my videos, go ahead and give me a like, share, and subscribe, and thumbs up. It helps me out, and it helps the channel out too. So, um, today I have a particular subject I'm going to talk about. And even though we're in the month of October, and it's not really that time yet, and I know most people are dreading this, but it will be Christmas soon enough. We're literally not that far away. We're like literally just a month away. So, not really that far. But this subject is something I'd like to talk about as an alternative to Christmas trees. What can we do that will be more beneficial? Now, if you're somebody like me, now I'm not saying everybody has to believe what I believe in. Everybody has the right to their opinions, whatever. But if you're like me and you believe in climate change, and if not, you can fast forward this, but, if you believe in climate change, which I do, there's too much evidence to not point it out, that everything we do with the average Christmas tree, like get it and chop it down, ruins the environment because all that CO2 from the soil is coming back up. Because that trees go rot and decay, allowing for CO2 or carbon monoxide to go back into the air. So, what are some environmentally friendly things we can do with a budget to acquire a Christmas tree? Because let's face it, also Christmas trees are just really expensive nowadays. They're like really expensive. So, what are some cheap ways that we can have a tree and not have to worry about the cost? We can grow them. We can grow these trees. Now, there are certain trees that I have plans onto or will use for Christmas decorations or Christmas trees in general. So, one of the trees I would like to point out is the monkey puzzle tree. Now, the monkey puzzle tree is related to the Norfolk Island pines. Now, even though this guy is a little seedling and is clearly not ready to be decorated whatsoever with anything closely resembling Christmas decorations, because it's just a small little seedling, that it's not really ready to be presented. But if you grow them, they are a tree that can become a good looking Christmas tree if you can get past the little thorns that the tree naturally uses as a defense. So, they're also good, say, if you want outdoor tree, because they can survive a zone 6, but they're gonna have damages. But if you're in a zone 7 or lower, well, higher, like 10, they'll do just fine for you. And they're a alternative to a Christmas tree. You can also grow them as a house plant. But that's one alternative that you can do for a Christmas tree. And the best thing is if you take good care of it, treat it like a Norfolk Island pine, you'll have this tree for years to come. Another tree I would like to talk about is the Norfolk Island pines. Now, they usually come in clump styles. At least here in my area, they come in a clump style. But these are trees that I had that were in a clump style, and I separated when they were young. I have 3 different sizes to large, medium, and small. One happened to get more sun than the other. But the Norfolk Island pine is also another great tree that can be used as a Christmas tree. Now, granted, you want to use light ornaments, but it's also another more environmentally friendly thing to do is to buy a Norfolk Island pine. If you live in this region, you can go to Northern Tropics right now, which is in my town. For people who are local, you know where that's at, or you can Google it. It's a local business here, and they already have their Norfolk Island pines out and ready to be sold. Now, you could grow these in a clump style, or you can grow them one at a time. I like growing them as a single tree, and they have this pretty little look to them that looks like a snowflake or a star. But the Norfolk Island pine is a good tree that you can use for a Christmas tree. I did mine last year. You can use them as a Christmas tree indoors. Just again, make sure you use light ornaments. But I like them. And if you take good care of them, you'll have them for years around, and it will be easy on the money. Besides the soil and everything, of course, you're going to need when they get bigger and they grow more, including the pottery that you might want to put it in. They are a great alternative to a Christmas tree. And plus, you don't have to go out and buy an expensive price tree for something you're only going to use for maybe once a year. And there's something you can grow as an ornamental plant. I mean, you can get a bigger pot when they get big enough, and you could put them in a mixed planter with maybe some flowers that are native, like some of these petunias, I guess, are native to these guys' islands. So that is one thing you can do. Another thing you can do is you can get cypress trees, lemon cypress and the European cypress. That guy's in the ground. I mean, I'm not sure you can grow them as an indoor plant, but I'm pretty sure you can grow them in the ground and use them as a Christmas tree. But that's called the gold mop cypress. It too is a ornamental plant. You can use them in the garden. I prefer to use them in the garden. You can possibly grow them as an indoor tree, but they grow slow, and I think they do best outside. Anyways, the lemon cypress and the European cypress are both common cypresses you see during the Christmas month. So, what's great about some of these cypresses is they grow relatively fast, and you gotta treat them like a Norfolk Island pine. As you can see, the main thing of this video is you can grow them more like a Norfolk Island pine. So the care for these, the monkey puzzle, the cypresses are basically all the same. So, which is why it's easy for me to take care of these plants. But the lemon cypress, I think it's called. Yep. Sorry, had that cypress there on my mind. But they are a good plant. They like to stay moist, and you can decorate them. You can put garland around them. You can maybe put a little bow on the top if you want to, and they are a good tree to use. And they can take a little bit of cold. I had them out in 35 degrees. And they seem to do relatively good at those temps. They do like to be moist, and they root relatively fast in their pot. So, okay, that was a truck horn. But, anyways, it's something that you're definitely going to have to do more of the upkeep on because they do root relatively fast, especially during the summertime when you have the proper conditions for them and you're keeping them nice and moist. They're going to root a little bit more faster than, say, what your average Norfolk Island pine would. So keep that in mind. They are fast growers and they are really fast at rooting. I literally potted this guy up in this pot this year. I'm already going to have to repot him. In fact, in the middle of summer, he done rooted in that pot, and I was really debating on if I should just go ahead and take him out and put him in a new pot, but I decided to keep him in the pot that he's in now. So you could go a few inches bigger with him if you wanted to. And then you have the European cypress. Now mine looks a little damaged because it is. I kept it outside in frost because supposedly they could take frost. No, not this young. They can't handle it. There are reports in the Zone 6 where they have taken it, but some have lost the whole crown or the whole tree has died. And or there's very few that have, but they were like in a warm zone. But the European cypress is another good little cypress that you can have if you're wanting a more eco-friendlier Christmas tree. So that too is another alternative that you can do is the cypresses. The European cypress also requires a good amount of humidity. Same if you was growing him indoors, but they also like a lot of water too, and they can't handle a lot of frost. But again, you could decorate them with garland or I would say little bulbs, but might be too heavy if you have something that small. You can usually find them at big box stores. You can find them Marshes, Walmart. That's where this guy came from, was Walmart. He had a bunch of fake snow on him, and I went ahead and got that fake snow off because it prevents it from photosynthesizing. But yeah, it's a great tree to use. All these trees I am talking about are great trees for alternative Christmas trees. So yeah, that's really about all I have. Really, all I can think of for alternative Christmas trees. That would be good for indoors, something you can grow indoors, something that would be reasonable to grow indoors or even grow out if you live in the warmer zones, including the Norfolk Island pines. But yeah, otherwise than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and have a good rest of the day.